Hello everyone, I'd like to bring you some highlights from the last board meeting on Monday, April 8th, and I'd like to speak to just a few points that you'll understand some of the issues the board discussed in this last meeting. First, the students met with the board in its second constituent conversation with the Board of Trustees, and in this meeting they talked about several key things about their experiences here at Montgomery College, but important to that they highlighted several things I want to speak with you about. First, they talked about our college learning centers and really highlighted how successful those centers are in coupling the academic in-classroom experience with the supplemental experience provided in the centers, and highlighted very specifically the textbook support, the peer mentoring, very high comments from our students about that. They also spoke very highly about student life. They really felt connected to their campuses through student life, and also felt their own leadership development occurred through student life as well. They spoke and endorsed the concept very loudly of a mandatory orientation for new students, and they also talked about the need for greater cohesion among our campuses, particularly in the academic side of the house. In other news, after that, the board did go into this regularly scheduled meeting where they voted not to raise student tuition the next fiscal year. I'm very excited and so honored to work for a board that this year privileged in their budgeting process, one, our employees by providing compensation adjustments, but secondly, keeping tuition flat for our students so that they also will have a release from the burden they've experienced the last several years. And then third, the board also approved several of our honorary degree recipients who will be recognized at this year's commencement. They first recognized Norm Augenstein, who will serve as the speaker. He's a retired CEO of Lockheed Martin. It's funny, Mr. Augenstein has 29 honorary degrees with the first community college honorary degree, and he's very excited about that. We'll have Nina Clark, who's a retired county educator and really a forefront advocate in equity in terms of education here in Montgomery County. Ken Cook, a longtime philanthropist and certainly a supporter of the Montgomery College Foundation, having served on its board for several years. And then finally, Ms. Sally Rudney, who recently retired as the head of the Community Foundation of Montgomery County. Again, wonderful champions of our institution, but people who are going to be celebrating that day as we celebrate what we think will be a record number of graduates. And then finally, the board also heard from the president of AAUP, who expressed some concerns on behalf of his membership as it relates to the college's academic reorganization. I certainly value and appreciate Rick coming to speak to the board that night. Look forward to the continuing dialogue that we'll be having, and more importantly, looking forward to the work of the task force, which is still doing its work at this particular point. I thank all of you for tuning in, and have a good one. Take care.